Hello, everyone, and welcome to the big show. This is Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Trading Academy. If you're a first-time listener, thank you for stopping by. As always, I am your host, Josh Lilquist, and I do have my good friend, and he is a good pal, and he is the Blue Man Group today. It's been a while since I've been able to say Al Connickson is the Blue Man Group today, but Al, how are you doing today?
Yeah, not feeling blue, Josh. Actually, I'm feeling pretty good. How about you?
I'm feeling really good. You do look good. You misconcept that as a downer.
Okay.
But actually, I do think you look good today. So congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm sure you're looking for a compliment back. You look good too, Josh.
Oh, thank you. I was a little
Right.
worried there. I was bringing that up, and I was like, "Come on, give me something good back." But you gave it, so now we're good.
That's
now
enough.
that we
Let's
got
go.
that out of the way, let's talk about the financial markets. It's been another phenomenal week in the financial markets. Obviously, markets soar. You look at Wednesday. I mean, this market just catapults on Wednesday. Looking at the S&P 500, when I do that, we always gauge the markets with the S&P 500. That reaching all-time highs, gaps up to hits the $5,900 mark in the morning of Wednesday. I mean, just great move on what actually happened on Tuesday night. Futures market is open 24 hours a day, and that dictates what the stock market opens up at. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. So the S&P 500 catapulting to the upside. Unfortunately, gold and silver takes a little bit of a hit. You see gold bringing, especially Wednesday, going down to $26.65 in the middle of the morning. So you just see a big drop there, which is a good thing because there are strategies to profit as markets go down. Silver gets down to 31.17. So both of those markets, the commodities, drop bigly on Tuesday night into Wednesday. So just great opportunity with that going down. And a couple other notables, looking at the crypto market. So with cryptocurrency, you look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin surges to the upside, reaching all-time highs on Tuesday night. Actually hit $75,000 per coin. So it's pretty awesome for those crypto traders. I mean, I love these crypto markets. Great opportunities there. But Al, there's great opportunities in multiple directions, and we're going to see that to come. We'll talk a little bit about some of the sectors or areas that might do something a little bit differently now that there's a new regime coming in. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But Al, Trading Academy is on their 28th year teaching people, just like our people listening right now, how to trade, how to invest, how to take action with these financial markets and do that with confidence. And you help a lot of people here at the Academy get started. A little bit later, we'll give away some seats to a free trading and investing workshop to help people get started. But with these great opportunities, Al, this volatility moves up to the upside, moves to the downside. How are you helping people make smarter and more confident investing decisions?
Well, I think we need to start by letting people know that, because a lot of people looking at the market this week, especially on Wednesday, are going to be thinking, "Oh gosh, I missed it. I missed the good moves."
They think that, yeah. Or they're getting in hoping that it's going to go higher. So you need strategies for that.
But what I'm going to tell you is that this may be the greatest opportunity that you will have for a long time to participate in a market that will probably continue to move up. We had kind of an important event take place on Tuesday night. That was if you've been out of touch with reality for a long time, that was a presidential election. And what it showed is that it's the importance of the economy, because it was the economy and the border. Those were the two primary situations or issues that I think resulted in a Donald Trump election. What it showed also is that people are concerned about taxes. We'll probably have a lower tax environment, fewer regulations. What's happening is that we are now, I think there's the investor sentiment is now pro-growth, pro-deregulation, and pro-markets. That's the important thing, pro-markets.
And so the market really showed that too.
The market was up huge. It was up well over 1,000 points, the Dow, it opened up over 1,000 points. That's a huge move. The NASDAQ was up big, the S&P 500 was up big, and even the small caps, the Russell 2000, the micro caps, they were up even bigger than the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500. Bank stocks were up. there's some great opportunities out there. The market now is looking forward, as it always does, and it's looking forward in a very positive mood. So there's going to be some great opportunities based on what's happened with the election, and also the fact that this is the time period, basically from November through April, the market does very well. So everything is kind of falling into place. So if you don't take advantage of moves like this properly, you're going to look back and kick yourself for not doing that.
The interesting thing there too, Al, is as these markets, if they go up, which we know they're going to go up, we know they're going to go down. There's strategies and concepts you can take advantage of as it's going down in different direction as well, and even in that uptrend. So there's multiple opportunities in one direction. So that's why you need to prepare for all of them. Yeah,
and that's part of putting the odds in your favor. If you only have 1 out of 3 chances of being successful, compared to 3 out of 3 potential opportunities to be successful, that's not very good. So we want to move you into that category where you have the opportunity in 3 different directions, whether the market's going up, whether the market's going down, or whether the market's going sideways. And as a result of what we might be seeing here in the market, you might have some pretty good profits. Then I think that your interest needs to change to protection. You need to make sure that your assets are protected. If you have a profit, that's money that should stay with you. And unfortunately, most people either take a profit too soon and miss out on a lot of it, or they hold on too long and then they lose it. And that's probably more common is the fact that they lose money. They don't hold on to a profit when they have it.
And we'll continue that discussion. And it really comes down to having odds in your favor, because that's what trading and investing is odds, probability, and then the number one component is capital management.
Right.
And we're going to discuss that more in the upcoming segments here as we talk about that on the Investing and Trading Live radio program here today. But some of these opportunities that are arising now, they have been there. Now is time to act upon that. And sometimes that's a hard thing for people to do, is actually take action. So I want to encourage people to get started if you haven't got started, or if you're looking to have more consistency, come into one of these investing classes that I'm going to give away seats to in a minute here. And if you're driving, you might want to pull over, because I'm going to give a text number to this trading and investing workshop. But these classes are where we've taught thousands, just like you, are many strategies which are designed to teach you to make smarter investing decisions. So to come into these classes, simply just text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for a trading and investing workshop near you. We have these classes all across the metro. When you text that number in, investing to the number 210, you're going to get a text right back, and there'll be a link in there to our landing page. Click that link and you can pick your own date there, or you can go to tradingacademy.com and pick your own date there. Al, we have a lot more to discuss. We're going to talk about some of the sectors that could benefit here moving forward with the change, and just more opportunities, trading and investing. This is Josh and Al, Investing and Trading Live. We will be right back. All right, segment 1 down the hatch, and we were stay live here on the YouTuber. For those YouTubers that are paying attention, actually, if you're on the YouTube right now, feel free to put any questions in the chat here, and we can answer them as we continue on here. All right, so we will save it.
Yeah, I hope everybody's having a great morning.
I know I am. I always have great mornings.
Me too.
Al, have you ever seen me down?
You know, let me think. Over the last, how long have I known you? 10,
Probably 12
years?
12 years.
I can't remember.
Boy, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Wow, it's amazing. What is it you're drinking every morning again?
50% of the time it works. Every time. You get that
That's
one?
good math.
What's the date on Saturday?
The 9th.
All right, you got 14 minutes here. We got to get her done. We got 14 minutes. Let's get it done as quick as we can. Okay.
How about 14 minutes?
There you go.
You have a meeting when?
We both do.
We do?
Mm-hmm. At 11:30.
What did I miss?
I don't know.
No, what's the meeting?
Well, we'll go through the meeting after we're
Okay.
offline here.
All right. I remember.
You do? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so we got segment 2. We'll get 1450 on a clickety click clack. 1450. I need more screens. I only have, 5 here? You know, it was much better when we had a producer that was able to do our show.
That was great. He could make us actually sound good.
Yeah, exactly. And his one-liners. What was the best one?
Oh, missed it by that much.
Did he ever put that in the show?
I don't know.
I think he might have. I don't know. All right. Well,
Yeah, for some people, that's how their investments go.
exactly
Missed it
right.
by that much. The last thing you want to say is that when you go into retirement.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we can talk about that coming up.
We
here.
should. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 2. Number 2. Here we go. Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Trading Academy. Once again, I am your host, Josh Lilquist. On the last segment, covered a couple topics on the surging market, which happened on Wednesday. We know what happened on Wednesday. The market opened up. I think the Dow, you said 1,200 points at
No,
one
it was
point.
up over 13, almost 1,400.
Over 1,400 points in one day, which is phenomenal opportunities. We should do some math on that when we talk about the futures market, what that opportunity was with the Dow or the S&P 500. I'll try to do that while you're talking here, to talk about the opportunity that these other markets give when you use leverage, which means you have more efficiency with your dollars. So we had that happen this week, especially the same day, Wednesday. Gold and silver plummet. You see the crypto market surge to the upside. So that's great for crypto holders. And we just got a lot of great movements this week. And I think what happened over the last couple of weeks, and we talked about this last week too, the market really was consolidating. Seen a little bit of a drop, but it consolidated at the all-time highs, obviously, between about 5,800 to 5,700, right around there. So we've seen some consolidation. Is this the breakout to the upside? It's possible. Is it the breakout or the false breakout really to the downside? That is also possible. So that's why we always need to protect our positions and have opportunities in both directions, being able to short the market as it goes down, which means profiting as it goes down, and then buying long as it goes up. And we have investing classes that we had a lot of people texting into just recently in the last segment that are coming to take action and take that next step to whatever goal or objective that they have. It doesn't matter what that goal or objective is. Getting started, and you might be able to find out what that goal or objective is as well. So if you missed seats for that investing class, it's a trading and investing workshop, actually. Simply just text the word investing to the number 210, and that's for 2 seats for that trading and investing workshop. We do that right here at our local facility here in Bloomington. We have a state-of-the-art facility here right in Bloomington, right off 494. We also have multiple locations across the whole metro. And this is one of the comments, Elle, I've been hearing, because I've been teaching a lot of these classes lately. One of the comments I've been hearing is people love the fact that it's a physical place to go to learn how these markets actually work, how the markets move, how they function, how you can take part in these and not have to have someone else do it for you. So if you miss seats, just text the word investing to the number 210. And that's one for you, one for a friend, or go to tradingacademy.com. That's TRADING academy.com. And you can pick your own dates there. We have these classes during the week and on the weekends. So on this next segment here, we have people that are listening that may be rejuvenated, who knows, and they want to be able to level up, right? They want to level up their game and do more. They want to be able to have multiple income streams. They want to be able to build retirements, but it takes sometimes doing things a little bit differently, things that you may have not heard about. And when you hear about them, learning more about them. That's the knowledge part. We're going to discuss some of that knowledge part here today. But people are looking for probably that number one thing is, I think, extra income streams.
Right.
Prices are high for everything, and they want to be able to combat that. Now, stocks, we just talked real briefly about the stock market, and it's soaring to the upside, especially about in the midweek here. Now, it may or may not be the right vehicle for some people based off of the capital they have, right? So when you have a certain amount of money, and just so our listeners know, it does take money to get started in the financial markets. You have to actually open an account, and we help people get started, and you just need a certain amount to get started. But a lot of people may shy away because they feel they don't have enough. So there are leveraged assets out there that I want you to discuss a little bit here on this segment that allow people to be more efficient with the dollars that they have. So like with stocks, just to compare, I'll start with stocks, and then I want you to dive into these other assets. Stocks, you kind of need a lot of money because it's essentially dollar for dollar. Mm-hmm. An example would be paying cash for your house. You're tying up all your capital in that house. That's what buying a stock is. You're tying up a lot of capital for a small rate of return. Now, I want you to discuss, Al, those leveraged assets that allow you to be more efficient with the dollars that you have.
Okay, you just mentioned about 15 things that I wanted to comment on.
Let's start with the first one.
Well, let me go back. You mentioned gold and silver not doing very well. The reason there is that prior to the election, there was uncertainty in the market. The market does not like uncertainty, so people were going to more protective type things like gold and silver. And now there's more of a risk-on strategy. And the point I want to make here is that if you're just using a strategy that Wall Street pushes, which is buy and hold, it has you holding on to something and just hoping that over time it works out.
Yeah.
What we're seeing is that there's rotation. And unless you are rotating from one area that's not working anymore into something that is now working, you're not going to be able to get the full benefit out of the markets. One of the assets that we're going to talk about, leveraged assets, is futures.
Yeah.
If you were a futures trader during the night, if you had watched what was happening during Tuesday night through Wednesday morning, if you were watching what was happening in the presidential election, the futures market was open. You could have made some really good trades using futures if you waited. The people that are just stock traders had to wait until the stock market opened. Well, it already opened up over 1,000 points, so a good part of that
late
move,
to the party.
Late to the party, exactly. You had also mentioned, I think the coaching, the one-on-one coaching. What the pros will tell you is that the important thing when you're learning is to not just let somebody tell you what to do, but to sit down with you, show you how to do it, have you actually do it, so you learn how to do it on your own. Mm-hmm. And that's what we do. We have instructors, not only instrucors that do that, but we have student support specialists that will sit down and work with our classes, work with our students one-on-one. Now, let's talk about the leverage assets. Why is that so important? Not only are they leveraged, which allows you to have a small amount of money in a portfolio that controls something, it could be worth 50 or 100 times that amount of money, but also they can be used for more short-term trading. The long-term buy and hold strategy that Wall Street puts you in basically has you holding on to things that might be underperforming, hoping that they'll come back. The market over time is always going to be up, but some things will be up more than others. Some things will drag your portfolio down.
And it also depends on when it's time for you to get out as well.
Exactly, and that's protecting your profit. And that's what, if you're a buy and hold person, you're accepting the fact that you'll lose some profits because you're not taking the profit when it is there. And these are the things that Wall Street pushes because it's an easy way for them to do their business. If they put somebody in a long-term portfolio, just tell you to hold on, they don't have to have more of a hands-on management style. But the people that learn how to do this on their own, where they can take advantage of the movements, take advantage of rotating, take advantage of protection and leverage, they're the ones that do well. I mentioned futures. That's one of the leveraged assets. It includes not only the major stock markets, our markets, the foreign markets, but it includes commodities. And commodities are a great asset.
Gold and silver.
Gold and silver is part of that. Oil. You can trade currencies. But a lot of the commodities are great during inflationary periods too. And also, you're able to put together a portfolio that is truly well diversified. And by that, I mean you have some assets that are not correlated, some that are inversely correlated, some that are correlated. And in these classes, we'll tell you why that's important.
Yep. So we have a lot of listeners, Al, that want to learn more about futures. And you discussed that. That's a big part of the trading and investing workshop that you teach here at the Academy is about futures, but really how to be efficient with the dollars that you have. So we have classes specifically on the futures market. So learn more about that. It's going to take some action. Good. Yes, it's just going to take a text message. And I think everybody that's listening right now probably does multiple text messages a day. So to learn more about the futures market and income strategies and being efficient with your capital, just text the word investing to the number 210-210. And that's for a trading and investing workshop, one for you and a friend, to get started to learn more about these leveraged assets, especially the futures market. Text investing to the number 210-210. So you talked about the futures market. There's other leverage assets out there as well. So these are basically vehicles. Now with these vehicles, they do different things. What is another vehicle to be efficient with the dollars?
Another one is the foreign exchange market. We call that the Forex market. And that was another great one during the evening. If you were watching what was happening with the presidential election, you also realized that there were some great opportunities in the currency markets. Our dollar showed some significant strength. And one of the reasons now we see the yield on the 10 years going up. And as that happens, more money is going to be coming into this country, is going to be raising the value of the dollar. So Forex trading, currency trading, where you're using one currency against another one, that was a great opportunity and still provides a great opportunity.
Just as an example there, Al, that market, and I'm looking at the euro dollar, that's a currency pair that you trade, that moved 2.3% in one day.
Right.
That's a big move
for the
currency market. Now, each one of those price movements are called pips. It went from $1.09, so $1.09, all the way down to $1.06, which is actually a large move.
It's a big move.
But it's a 3-cent move. But people are probably wondering, well, that's only 3 cents. Well, there's actually smaller price increments in there to capitalize on, but that's how the leverage works, and we teach more about that in these trading and investing workshops.
Right. Yeah. So if that market is open 24 hours a day, like the futures market, which is open almost 24 hours. So you've got a lot of opportunities there, and when things happen like the election or significant things happen in our economy or in foreign economies, those assets, futures and Forex, will give you the opportunity to participate, not only participate, but to have better risk management on the assets that you have.
Yeah, the interesting part about that, Al, is we've been talking about these correlations and inverse correlations a lot lately, and they haven't been matching up. The dollar actually went up just like the S&P 500 did, which is, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's why when you have strategies with capital management and you have odds, it's going to do what it's going to do.
Yeah.
So you don't always want to just go based off of those correlations, because that's just common knowledge that's out there on the internet.
Right. And there's one other leverage asset that our students learn and trade also, and that's the options market.
Sure.
And that's a great asset both for multi-directional strategies, for protection. If you have a portfolio and you want to get better returns from it, you can use options for that. A number of benefits. We don't have time to go into all of those things in the class, in the show here, but we do talk about these in the class.
What's interesting is the great moves that we saw on Wednesday. Looking back at Coinbase was up 25% on Wednesday at one point.
Yeah.
Just a great move. You look at a couple other stocks. I mean, the airline stocks were up 5-6%. You have Goldman Sachs, like you mentioned at the beginning of the show, banking. Goldman Sachs gaps up and was up 12% in one day. I mean, these great moves to the upside. You have Target was actually down. Lowe's was down. Alibaba was down. American Express was up. I think Visa and MasterCard were soaring too. I don't have them on my my thing here. JP Morgan was up 10%
Yep.
at one point.
Yeah, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they were all up.
Yeah, just amazing moves. Tesla was up 14%.
Right.
Maybe that's because Elon's part of the.
It was right, but again, this points to the fact you mentioned Target. Maybe some of the retail stocks were down. Maybe that's because people were rotating out of those assets into the more high risk, what we call high risk assets, like the Nasdaq stocks, stocks like Tesla.
Yeah, there you go. And that's the opportunities that we train and teach at these trading and investing workshops. So the prices, they're going to move. They're going to do what they want to do. We can talk about them all we want on the radio, but it all comes down to making smart decisions, adding odds in your favor, adding probabilities in your favor. And then you don't have to be right every time. It's making those decisions with proper capital management. So I want to invite people to help them get started. Sometimes it takes a little boost. It takes action. It takes a boost to go do something different. So I want to give away 2 seats for a trading and investing workshop when you text the word investing to the number 210. So that's for 2 seats. When you do that, you'll get a text right back. All you got to do is click the link. If you don't register for that class, we'll see that when you register because that goes straight to our landing page. We'll also give you a call. That way, if you have specific questions and you want to know if that's covered in those workshops, we'll make sure we get you a call and answer those questions that you do have. So text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for a free trading and investing workshop to get started and get started today. You can also go online. Just go to tradingacademy.com and you can pick your own seats there. That's tradingacademy.com and you can pick your own seats there. So we have a lot more to discuss. Stay tuned. Do not leave the dial. This is Josh and Al, Investing and Trading Live. We'll be right back.